When you look at your life and realize you actually have enough, you have food, a place to sleep, a phone that works, you can buy most of the things you need, and yet somehow the thought of having more money still feels important. You tell yourself that once you make a little more, you'll finally relax. Then you make more, and the feeling doesn't last very long. A new number becomes the new normal. Then you need another number. This is what we're talking about today. Why does your brain keep wanting more money even when you already have enough to live comfortably? The answer isn't simply that you're greedy. In many cases, you don't actually want the money itself. You want what you believe the money will give you: freedom, safety, status, control, and sometimes just a feeling that you're finally doing well enough. Money is strange because it can solve real problems, but it can also become a way of measuring your entire life. And that's where things get complicated. Your brain is built to notice changes. Psychologists call this adaptation. It means that when something good becomes normal, your brain slowly stops treating it as something special. Think about getting a new phone. For the first few days, you notice everything. The screen feels amazing. The camera feels better. You enjoy using it. Then a few weeks pass, it's just your phone. Nothing about the phone changed. Your brain changed its response to it. Money works in a similar way. Maybe you once bought that earning $3,000 a month would make you feel successful. Then you reach it. For a while, it feels great. But eventually, $3,000 stops feeling like success. It becomes normal. Now you start thinking about $5,000, then $10,000. The problem isn't that your life suddenly became worse. Your idea of enough moved. And there's another reason this happens. Money doesn't only buy things. It can change how you see yourself. When you earn more, you may feel more independent. You may feel more respected. You may feel like you're finally ahead. So your brain starts connecting money with personal worth. That connection can become very powerful. Imagine two people with almost identical lives. They have similar homes, similar phones, similar free time, similar problems. But one person earns twice as much. If the second person keeps comparing themselves to the first, they may feel behind even though their actual life hasn't changed much. This is called social comparison. It simply means that we often judge our situation by looking at other people. And money makes this worse because there is almost always someone ahead. You can earn more than almost anyone you know and still find someone richer. You can buy things most people can't afford and still see someone driving a more expensive car. Your brain doesn't need to know that person. It only needs to see the comparison. And now you're no longer asking, do I have enough? You're asking, do I have as much as them? Those are completely different questions. The first question is about your life. The second question is about your position. And position has no natural finish line. This connects to something deeper. For most of human history, having more resources really did mean having more safety. More food meant a better chance of surviving. More shelter meant more protection. More resources meant more options when something went wrong. Your brain still carries some of that logic. It doesn't think about money like a spreadsheet. It can treat money like stored safety. That's why having more can feel comforting even when you don't currently need more. You may think, if I have more saved, I'll be okay. And that's partly true. Having some financial security is useful. The problem starts when your brain changes the sentence. It goes from, I need enough money to feel safe, to, I need more money to feel safe. Then the finish line keeps moving. You save more. But instead of feeling safer, you become more afraid of losing what you've built. You earn more. None of those things are necessarily bad. But if you keep upgrading just because the next option looks better, you may eventually spend far more money for a very small increase in happiness. The same thing happens with income. More can be useful, but more isn't automatically better. So here's something practical you can do today. Take a quiet moment and ask yourself what the extra money is actually supposed to do for you. Don't ask, how much money do I want? Ask, what problem do you think this money will solve? Maybe the answer is security. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's helping your family. Maybe it's proving something to yourself. Maybe it's simply wanting a better life. Once you know the real reason, you can deal with the real problem. If you want security, build security. If you want freedom, think about what kind of freedom you actually want. If you want respect, remember that money can buy attention, but it can't permanently settle how you feel about yourself. There's a free resource in the description that can help you think through that question more clearly. See you in the next one.